Oh, good morning, good day, good night, whichever it may be, wherever you are, to you. I'm doing a follow-up video to the video that I did about the tire rub that I had from the factory fender on my 2011 Dyna wideglide, Harley-Davidson Dyna wideglide. In a nutshell, I went from the factory 80-90-21 to a 90-90-21, and the factory fender ended up having some rub to it. And I was actually on the road, went down the road and smelled something, and I was only maybe about 5 miles from the house, but I smelled something. Turned out that what it was actually rubbing and cut into the fender pretty good. All that is on cut into the tire, I'm sorry, pretty good. All that is on the other video that I've already did, and I kind of showed the damage, but I'm gonna show a little bit more of it. What I ended up doing for the time being is I had another fender that I ended up putting on the bike, and it was a fender that I really didn't care much for when I bought it. Thought I wanted a hugger type fender. It just didn't. It doesn't fit the bike. It just doesn't look right. It's a little bit too big, and probably work better on the bike with a larger fairing or something like that. But in any case, this is the quick fix that I have done to the factory fender to make it fit with the taller tire. The tire is 10 millimeters taller than the factory size bin. It should have fit with no problem, but like I said, I addressed all that on the other video, and I'm going to wear my part of what I did wrong to it. But this is what I ended up doing. The fender is back on the bike now, as you can see, and that is the factory fender. It is now back on the bike, and there is a good amount of gap. There's my finger. It's my whole hand actually, where the gap is. Before, I didn't have enough, and as you can see, it's kind of over exaggerated on the video, but the front end is lifted up now and the back end. If I scroll back a little bit, it doesn't look, I promise you, it's not as drastic as what it looks, but it's a temporary fix. And the reason why I'm calling it a temporary fix is because I know me, I'm probably not going to keep that fender on. I'm probably going to buy another fender, so that's just a temporary fix. But what I'm going to show you is, now you can clearly see, here's a piece of tape I put here, so you can, you're looking at the damage that was actually caused when it was rubbing, okay? And that piece of tape should get caught and tore off if you're still rubbing. So as you can see, it's clearing by a landslide here. No problem with it rubbing anymore. That noise that you're hearing is, of course, the caliper and rotor. And if you don't hear that noise, you probably don't have brakes. But anyway, the solution that I did for temporary, so this is not going to be a problem right now, is the side here. This is the factory fender. It has 2 holes in it to mount the fender, okay? It's straight up and down, one on top of the other, and there's 2 holes that are actually in the lower fork legs. All I did was, I'm using the bottom hole of the fender, the top hole that is in the fork leg, and I just moved everything up. That's all I did. I just moved everything up, and that gives me enough space. I don't think this fender is going to move. I probably can't get a shot of it, but there's somewhat of a little stop on the inside here, right there, if you can see, that catches the fender, and the fender's not going anywhere. And I can assure you, there is the no Loctite on here right now. That's right, that means I put red Loctite on those bolts. That fender's not going, that fender is there. It is on there better than it was beforehand. And like I said, this is a temporary fix. Like got enough clearance now to where it's not gonna rub. I'm probably gonna end up changing everything out. And to be honest, like, I kind of like the way it looks. And also, as another side little thing that happened whenever I moved that fender up. Anyone that has a 2010 through 2017 wideglide can tell you this without a doubt. No matter what nobody says, I've seen forums say other things, but I'm gonna tell you that this is the truth to this. The front fender is not centered. It is not your wheel. It is not some weird things going on forks, whatever. For some reason, whenever they made the bike, the front fender is not centered. I've seen 2010s to 2017 all have the same problem. When I first bought my bike, I bought my bike brand new. When I first bought my bike, the first time I washed it, I noticed it. Took the bike back to the dealership. There was a couple of other new ones on the floor and one used one outside. Every one of them looked the exact same way. Every one of them I've seen since then has looked that way. So it's just something that happened. But somehow, whenever I lifted the fender up, it straightened it more. And I'm telling you, it was really, really noticeable when it wasn't pulled up. So not sure really what happened. Something about when I changed the angle, it did that, but I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, this was just a quick little video on how I straightened that out for the moment. And like I said, I'm gonna keep saying that because I know me, I'm probably not going to leave that fender on there very long. I have multiples of every single thing that is on this bike. I have another set of, I got handlebars and exhaust systems and just all kinds of stuff. So I know I'm not gonna leave it that way. Right now I have other pressing issues with the bike. That's why I'm not really tying up a whole bunch of time monkeying around with the fender right now. We just built a 110 for the bike. And it's not a normal build, so it doesn't have the parts that we know 100% works together. So tuning has been a little bit aggravating. The bike is pulling like a beast, but I got to get the rest of the miles on it to get a proper tune put on it. I'm about 250 miles or so off from where I need to be to get it tuned, and I'm having some aggravation with idle once I come off of extended highway run. It's hunting really bad. Not 100% sure whether the tune's just that messed up with the hot idle or whether there's some vacuum leak stuff going on. It's just I have to get on the bike and ride it to find this out. So don't really have a lot of time to fool with that fender, and the weather has been hit and miss. So I'll get out and ride it and find out. But anyway, if you're in a pinch, you have to fix that front fender issue. That's your quickest, easiest little way right there. Some people may like it and just leave it like that, whatever the case being. But that's how I solved it for the time being. And hopefully this will help somebody out if they run into the same situation. And the best part about it is, I'm pretty sure if you are someone that rides with just a little bit of tools, maybe a wrench and or maybe even a pair of pliers or just a couple of little tools, you're probably going to have what you need to fix this on the side of the road if it just ends up being something that you did not catch like I didn't catch. I should have caught this in the garage, but rushing always gets you in trouble. But anyway, hope that helps somebody out. Maybe, like I said, this might stay this way. Everybody have a great day.